Good morning, India. My name is David Ziegler, Vice President, Aerospace and Defense at Dassault Systèmes, and I'm delighted to introduce this Aerospace and Defense session. Aerospace and Defense is facing an unprecedented challenge. International traffic is down by almost 90%. As a result, airlines are suffering the loss of passengers and are in the midst of a heavy restructuring. This, in turn, has an impact on the commercial aviation sector, where all deliveries are scheduled to decrease by almost 50%. This, of course, has in turn an impact on the full supply chain. Looking further, there are also the challenges coming from the need for all the aerospace and defense industry to invent a more sustainable way to fly. However, our passion for the industry is still giving away bright spots for the future. In space, we see the advance of new mega satellites constellations that will revolutionize the way we see the Earth and revolutionize the way we drive from natural driving to autonomous driving. In defense, geopolitical tensions and the rise of hypersonics is forcing the defense industry to invent new types of solutions. And finally, looking ahead, new startups are inventing new types of solutions for new type of customers, reinventing the urban mobility and the way we will fly into the future. In order to address all of these challenges, the aerospace industry needs to follow on the path of digitalization and follow 5 imperatives. The first one, of course, is about rebuilding passenger confidence. The second one is about driving costs down. The third one is about inserting sustainable technology to face the sustainable aviation challenge. The fourth one is about moving from high growth rate to flexible manufacturing. And the fifth and final one is about how to transform the supply chain into a value network, making the supply chain much more resilient and giving OEM the ability to tap into their innovation value network. We have 2 distinguished speakers that will highlight how they continuously transform the way they work in aerospace and defense in order to address these imperatives for digital transformation. First, it is my pleasure to introduce René Passmann, Lockheed Martin Advanced Development Programs Director, Integrated Systems. Lockheed Martin Skunk Works is at the forefront of innovation. They are focusing on building aircraft that have never been built before. René will showcase how implementing the digital thread from design to manufacturing to sustainment is paramount to deliver on quality and schedule for Skunk Works. She will also demonstrate how, by leveraging the power of collaboration with everyone working on a single authoritative source of truth, Lockheed Martin is able to accelerate from design to operations. So to start with, it is my pleasure to introduce René Passmann from Lockheed Martin. René, over to you.
My name is René Passmann. I have the privilege of working for Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, also known as Advanced Development Programs. Skunk Works' mission for the last 76 years has been to deliver on our customers' most urgent national needs, starting all the way back in the beginning with the XP-80, America's first operational jet fighter, going through iconic platforms like the SR-71, still the coolest airplane ever invented, the U-2, and continuing on to today. Skunk Works has really been the leading edge of Lockheed Martin's aerospace and defense portfolio. My job in the Skunk Works is Director Integrated Systems, which doesn't really tell you what I do, which is a feature, not a bug, of my job title. But what I am pleased to be able to share with you a little bit today is, as you might imagine, the Skunk Works spends a lot of its focus on what's next, the next generation capabilities that we can use to deliver on our customer's mission. And what I'd like to share with you today is some of our progress on instantiating digital thread, latest technologies, platforms like Dassault Systems 3D Experience to allow us to continue to deliver on the quality and the schedule that the customers expect from the Skunkworks. What we are really looking at from a Skunkworks perspective is our projects cover the entire product life cycle that you might imagine from an aerospace and defense type program, all the way from conceptual design through modeling and simulation, manufacturing, all the way to sustainment and end of life. And one key part of the Skunkworks culture in the last 75 years has been very close collaboration across all of those areas. That is the way we work. What we've learned as we have started this digital thread initiative is that by giving our workforce these latest tools, we've been able to make that collaboration easier, to be able to make it go faster, to be able to bring data in sooner, make better decisions, see what the impacts are of those decisions, and use that to guide where we are going. And really making that collaboration stronger. And so if we kind of think through the standard product life cycle, it really starts with design. And obviously for years, many of us have used computer-aided design, CAD, to really do a lot of that design work. Where we have started to focus from a design perspective is combining that with our full model-based system engineering infrastructure. And so being able to tie that system engineering model together with the 3D, physical model, if you will, to really understand how requirements impact the design and vice versa, what happens if things change. This is also where we are looking at, demonstrated capability, like the ability to respond to a model-based request for proposal. That's a journey that we're on together with our customer to see, what it is that they can deliver and what it is that we can respond with. And doing that, in a model-based world. A big part of that is using the latest generation of product lifecycle management tools like 3D Experience platform. That really allows us to collaborate, not just between ourselves, but also with suppliers, and being able to do that in a way that is actually collaborative early on, which sounds, simple, but can be challenging. And by doing it well, we're opening up a much better way of integrating different perspectives and making sure that those elements are incorporated into design. One of the things that we kind of expected would be very useful and have found to be very useful is, in that scalable collaboration environment, having that authoritative source of truth. Many engineers, many people, regardless of expertise, will tell you, we spend a lot of time trying to find information or arguing, well, is it that version of the document or this version of the document that is the right one? And we expected to see, and have now actually started to see, significant efficiency benefits from having that single authoritative source of truth and not having to spend the time looking for those things. And so that's been great to be able to drive, again, that efficiency up, which really ends up focusing on affordability. I will also say that one thing that we learned that was perhaps a bit unexpected as we started to use more of the 3D Experience platform in the design phase was actually the social interaction, the collaboration, the swim capability, where this was an area where we hadn't necessarily focused in on, but the teams were able to take that environment and really use it to effectively collaborate, not just in a single team, but also with geographically dispersed teams. And we found it to be very useful to have all of that information, again, in that single source of truth. So whether it's questions and answers, the latest status on some things like that, but having that real-time collaboration there has again, just significantly increased the ability to collaborate and to get the efficiency up. And that has been very beneficial from all the projects we have applied it to. If we step to the next chart, in terms of design, Skunkworks does a lot of design work. We also manufacture a lot of things. And we've always had things like design for manufacturing as a part of our process. But with the latest generation of digital thread initiatives, we've also been able to start applying things like designing for robotics, being able to better leverage that level of automation into our planning, or into our design, being able to, integrate not just our PLM systems, but also our enterprise resource planning and manufacturing execution systems together, to really connect all of those major areas. And again, just make it easier for people to do their jobs, make it easier for the information to flow so that people can really concentrate on doing the difficult parts. In the case of the Skunkworks, building airplanes and other systems that have never been built before, really putting their focus there. Also, from a manufacturing floor planning and process simulation, this is an area where, we've had manufacturing simulation capabilities for a very long time. But where we're seeing here is by making this easier to pull in, by having it be on platform, we can pull this, very far forward into the life cycle of the product, and it'll actually allow us to use things like virtual builds and others to really, know what it is we're going to do before we start doing it, to a level that perhaps in the past we did not. Also, it allows us to actually make changes and to really get a very close tie between design and manufacturing to be able to, influence the design as we're going along, again, to a level of detail and with a level of certainty that, is a step forward from where we were in the past. And that, again, allows us to just increase the efficiency, increase the effectiveness, and in the end, create a more affordable solution. Of course, manufacturing isn't the last step. The Skunkworks has the opportunity to also take a number of our products into sustainment. And, again, whether it is that design for sustainment, which is something that we've, done often in our history, but in the past that was often focused on subject matter expertise, right? People who have many years of experience, and when I did this the last time, and now let's go do it again. That type of conversation. What we're finding with the latest generation of tools is we can still leverage that expertise, but we can leverage it in a more scalable way. One subject matter expert is never going to be able to support all the programs. And so by allowing for better collaboration, by allowing with better tools, and allowing that to happen earlier in the product lifecycle, our digital thread initiatives are allowing us to bring that expertise in a more scalable manner to all of our programs. Another really interesting area that we've started to put a lot of focus on is how do we get that collaboration between manufacturing and sustainment, really looking at things like digital work instructions, and how do you make sure that that doesn't just include things for manufacturing, but also for sustainment. And certainly, that life cycle, that idea of a life cycle digital twin, this is something that Lockheed Martin has done a lot of work in over the years, even including on our 5th generation aircraft. But having it in a way that allows us to, again, tie it all the way back, not just to manufacturing, but actually back into design, and making sure that the data flows in the digital twin seamlessly and without people having to do that. I think, again, if you talk to maintainers or sustainment end users, there's a lot of time spent putting data into different systems. And by making it easier to do that, again, it allows those people to focus in on the hard parts of their job, and not on the data entry parts of their job. And so that is another area where we're looking at a couple of different initiatives of really driving this forward from a sustainment perspective as well. I wouldn't want you to think that by talking about these design, manufacturing, sustainment in their silos, that is really how we're implementing things. Because what we found as we've gone through these digital thread initiatives and explored the latest generation of tools and capabilities and processes is that the biggest thing that it allows is that ease of collaboration throughout these parts of the life cycle. And so you get to the point where your requirements from the beginning can be used to drive seamlessly into manufacturing and sustainment early on, so that when things change, or when a good idea gets brought forward, or a subject matter expert brings up a concern, we can actually look at those changes in an extremely agile and responsive manner to really pull all of that together and deliver the kind of products that our customers are looking for from the Skunk Works. And so it's really, both the better collaboration in each area, but even more importantly, that collaboration between those areas and getting that data flowing efficiently and effectively. And that is really where we see a lot of the benefit from a collaboration perspective, certainly from a product quality perspective, but also from an affordability perspective. Because in the end, Lockheed Skunk Works has been for the last 76 years delivering capabilities with the quick, quiet, quality mindset that our customer expects from us. Where we are really focused on now is how do we take the next step in that journey and continue to also improve not only the schedule, not only the quality, but also the affordability of our products to fit into the market space that we are working in today. And that's really where a lot of the work that from our digital thread initiatives has been focused in on. That is, I think, where we've been relatively successful in not just talking about things, not just thinking about things, but actually doing and finding specific projects to implement capabilities on and partner with other parts of our company, with other suppliers in our industry, with companies like Dassault, to actually implement these initiatives and try, learn by doing, if you will, see how things get pulled together, see what works, see what doesn't, and then improve on the next time. And I think that's been one of the key things that we've taken away from, or continue to take away from this ongoing initiative, the need to try, having that tolerance for discovery, learning, and implementing a better solution very rapidly. I think we've also significantly learned, as I'm sure many of you have, how important training is for our workforce. We can give everybody all the latest tools, but if we don't give them an environment, don't give them the training to go along with that, it's difficult to instantiate significant change. And so whether that's training in the tools, training in a process, training in a new way of thinking, that has been one of our key takeaways from all of this initiatives that we are continuing to drive forward. And I think a third element that we've really, appreciated and learned as we've gone through this journey and continue to go through this journey is that partnership, whether it is partnership with our customer who is on our journey along with us, or on this journey along with us, whether it's the partnership with Dassault, where we have been able to get capabilities deployed very quickly and be able to get the training and get the other things that we need in order to actually take these initiatives, in order to actually start doing rather than just creating PowerPoint charts and talking about what we might do. And so I think those are some of the things that have allowed us to make a significant amount of progress very quickly. In some ways, frankly, quicker than maybe we even ourselves expected. And so with that, I'm excited that we were able to share some of what we're working on. I look forward to seeing what everyone else is doing as well, so that we can continue to drive the capabilities forward. From a skunkworks perspective, we look forward to continuing to make additional progress in our tools, in our efficiency, and our ability to deliver for our customer. And look forward to the next 76 years of progress from a skunkworks and continuing to fulfill our mission. Thank you.